Welcome back to the channel, Classic Volkswagen Lovers, Junior with Classic VW Bucks and Sonny the Super Beetle. So today I am going to remove the rear tire. I'm going under the car. I'm going to release some of the tension from the clutch cable. And the reason for that is because I have to go inside the car and remove my cluster pedals so that I can wire brush them and spray paint them, as well expose an area of the floor pans that I still have to treat in a better fashion. So stay put, let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and remove these bolts. Once we get the tire off, we're going to use one of our jack stands as a safety precaution. Always make sure you're safe. Tire out. We are still going to leave the jack there. I just want to get access to that control arm in the transmission so I can release the tension off the wing nut. There's a wing nut there. There's a special tool for that. I don't have it, but I'm going to try to do it by hand. Okay, so the wing nut that I was telling you about is that one right there. That one that you see right there. That's the wing nut that we have to break loose so that we can release some tension from that control arm that you see right there. So I'm going to do that, and then once I do that, then I'll move inside the car. Okay, so with the assistance of a vice grip, I was able to release the tension of the control arm in the transmission. That's the wing nut right there to the end of the control arm. It's now pretty loose. So like this right here, now you can see that it's pretty loose. And that's the control arm right there, and that's the wing nut. If I can hold the camera with the other hand, I could probably show you how that gets loose. Now you see that? You want to make sure you loosen that. There's actually no tension in the control arm right now. All right, so now that we have done that, we can move inside and remove the cluster pedals. We're actually removing those right there, okay? For that, I think that to make my life easier, I'm going to remove the front seat. And as you can see, I already have installed about 95% of my sound deadener, and as you can see, I have completed about 90% of my sound deadening installation. I still have to take the cluster pedals, do a little bit of a TLC with them. I'm also waiting on the spring for the accelerator that should be getting here maybe tomorrow, and I'm going to replace the spring with the whole kit for the pedal as soon as I get it. And then I'll just go ahead and remove that now, clean it, and then I'll reinstall it. So I have to take out that bolt right there. I have to remove the accelerator cable, and there is a second bolt somewhere in the back that I have to take off right there. Take that one off, and then I have to unscrew the brake pump shaft from here, from this pedal right there. So that's what we're doing right now. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to use my 1/2-inch drive with a reducer to 3/8 to break loose the two 15mm nuts that hold the cluster. Loose. Okay, before I take them all the way out, I'm going to go ahead and remove the shaft from the brake pedal. And for that, I'm going to need two 15mm wrenches. Now there's something that we have to do. We have to try to get that accelerator cable off, and then at the same time we have to pull this piece out, ensuring that we don't drop the clutch cable, because if not, then we're gonna have to go ahead and try to fish it. So not that it's not something possible, but it can be cumbersome. So let's see if I can do that now. That's off. Now we're going to pull on this and hope that I don't drop that clutch cable. And I guess I did. I dropped it. Alright, so here she is, and I'm glad I took this off because I have to clean this very well here. I gotta take that one off. Fish that wire now. I got it. It's right here. It's right here. Okay. So she is right here, and I think that what helped me was that I left the pliers gripped onto the control arm in the back, so we're good. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to vacuum that, and I'm going to actually apply some rusty solver and let it be, and then we'll come back to it later. Okay, so we have to take that plate off. Check it out. Out. Okay, so yucky. I need to clean that. So we'll give it a good clean. This guy right here. Okay, so we did the vacuum, and now we're going to use some of the rust dissolver gel formula. You spray some, and then you take a brush and you just kind of like brush it on and let it be, let it sit for like about 30 minutes. You come back and then you rinse it and you take a look at it. If it needs more, you can apply a second coat and let it sit. So let's do that. So this, we apply it, we let it be for 15-30 minutes or so. Instructions state to not let it dry. So I will come back and kind of like brush on top of it again. You got to make sure you wear gloves when you're doing this. I just picked that up and I realized I didn't have my gloves on. So don't do what I did, okay? That was a mistake on my end. All right, so that's done. We'll come back in about 30 minutes and we'll take a second look at it. So it's been more than 30 minutes and you can already see the rust dissolver doing its job. I'm going to apply a second coat of rust dissolver and I'm going to let it sit for another 15 minutes. Then I'm going to come back and wipe it off with some soapy water. Okay, so let's let it sit for another 15 minutes and we should be set. Here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect most of the excess. Then I'm going to put some soapy water to neutralize it. I'm going to soak it in soapy water. I'm using Dawn soap detergent and okay, so now I'm going to use another rack to dry it. And of course I'm going to show you this before I grab my wire wheel and do that. But let me just go ahead and get my heat gun heated up so that it dries out faster. All right, so, okay, let's get closer to that. So the question is, did we really need it to just dry with the heat gun now? I just wanted to dry it off just to show you in camera, you know, how easy it is now going to be for me to actually just do a very light wire brush on that. This literally is bare metal. And this here is bare metal. It basically takes that rust and it dissolves it. It's like, I don't know, that's an incredible product. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead now and just do a little bit of a wheel wire brush and call it a day because it's late. Hello Volkswagen community again, this is Junior. So it's been a couple of days since we started working with the cluster pedals for Sunny. I had a small area that I needed to treat because I couldn't get to it because I had the cluster pedals installed. I removed them and I started that. The weather here, it's been cold the last couple of weeks. And I haven't had an opportunity to do what I would like to do with this task. So I came up with a plan B. I took a small heater and I heated the inside of the car to a certain temperature. I took the heater off. I removed it from the car. So I took a rattle can and I sprayed a couple of films of spray to avoid any surface rust from coming back. And I know that that's going to be fine. I can basically now go ahead and continue to apply my sound deadener, but I really want to apply a second coat of this Rust-Oleum paint mix that I did with some hardener, because I know it's going to prolong the longevity of the floor pan. So I probably will do the same thing that I did earlier. I might just get that little heater right there and heat the inside of the car, and then when it reaches a certain temperature that I know that I can come back here and just roll on, you know, or brush on some paint, I'll do that, and then I'll let it sit, I'll let it dry off, and then I'll come back and install some of the sound deadener that you see here. Well, anyway, that's it for this video here, and we'll come back with another video when I repair the cluster pedals and I do some TLC to them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, this is Junior with Classic BW Bucks. Junior out.